Hello everybody, in this video we will be discussing the engines that powered America throughout the early 20th century to present day, as America's automotive industry is deeply intertwined with the engines that powered its vehicles. From the roaring 1920s to the modern era, certain engines have become the backbone of American transportation, defying the nation's roads and highways. In this video, we'll explore the engines that have driven America through different eras, shaping its automotive landscape and highlighting the cars that made these engines famous. Now let's start at the very beginning. The Ford Model T's inline-four engine with a displacement of 177 cubic inches, or 2.9 liters. However, you could get a 3 liter or a 2.8 liter, depending on how your block was cast, as the casting back in those days was so inaccurate that you had a 100cc discrepancy. So you could either get one with a 2.8, 2.9, or even 3 liter. This engine produced 20 horsepower and 83 foot-pounds of torque. This simple yet effective power plant was crucial in transforming the automobile from a luxury item to an everyday necessity. Its rugged design and ease of maintenance allowed it to navigate the diverse terrains of 20th century America. This engine also powered over 15 million Model Ts, making it the engine that put America on wheels, driving the country's shift towards mass car ownership. Next, we have the Ford Flathead V8, which started production in 1932 and ended in 1953. Now, the Flathead design V8 with 221 cubic inches of displacement, or 3.6 liters, which is rather small for a V8, showed V8 power by offering a powerful engine at an affordable price. The engine initially produced 65 horsepower and 130 foot-pounds of torque. By 1953, the displacement had been up to 239 cubic inches, or 3.9 liters, and the power output grew to around 110 horsepower and 180 foot-pounds of torque. This engine became a favorite among hot rodders and was instrumental in the development of the American car culture during the post-war years. A couple cars offered with this power plant were the Ford Deluxe and the Mercury 8. This engine also made V8 performance accessible to the average American driver, playing a crucial role in the rise of hot rods and influencing car culture for decades. Next, we have what is really one of the most considered and versatile, influential engine in American history, the Chevrolet small block. It was released in 1955 with a displacement of 265 cubic inches, or 4.3 liters. This V8 produced around 162 horsepower and 257 foot-pounds of torque. Over the years, the small block evolved significantly. The 350, 5.7 liters version, introduced in 1967, became the most iconic, delivering up to 370 horsepower and 380 foot-pounds of torque. This engine, produced in 1955, is still offered today. Some notable cars with the small block are the Chevrolet Bel Air, the Chevrolet Corvette, and the Chevrolet Camaro. This V8's adaptability and performance made it a mainstay in American vehicles, setting the standards for V8 engines and influencing an entire muscle car era.
If you really want to know which low-priced car is your best buy, try this. Be detached. Take a detached view of all the cars in the low-price field and check the facts. Which car gives you all these? Fresh classic beauty, exciting sassy performance, body by Fisher quality, and the superior engineering that produced the Corvette V8. Which car? The new 57 Chevrolet. Yes, the new Chevy gives you more to be proud of, and your own detached checkup will prove it. Take a close-up look at Chevrolet. Here's real chrome, real aluminum grillwork, strong and firm. Check Chevrolet's finish, not enamel, but costly lacquer that stays smooth and color fast. Check Chevy inside. Here are useful fresh air window vents that roll open and shut. Comfortable stretching room, comfortable hip and hat room. Those are the facts. But don't forget the thrills, the sheer fun you'll have driving this king of the road everywhere. Why not look it over now at your authorized Chevrolet dealers? The more you look, the more you'll like the 57 Chevrolet.
Then we have the entry from the Malaise era, the 1970s through 80s Chrysler Slant 6. The Chrysler Slant 6, with displacements ranging from 170 cubic inches, 2.8 liters, to 225 cubic inches, 3.7 liters, was known for its bulletproof reliability and economy. During a time when fuel efficiency became increasingly important, the engine debuted with 101 horsepower and 155 foot-pounds of torque in its 170 cubic inch form. The larger 225, which became more common, produced up to 145 horsepower and 215 foot-pounds of torque. Its unique 30-degree slant design allowed for a lower hood line, improving aerodynamics in vehicle design. This engine was essential during the oil crisis, providing dependable power in a fuel-efficient package. A few cars this engine came in was the Dodge Dart, the Plymouth Valiant, and the Dodge Ram. Its durability and fuel efficiency made it a go-to engine for a wide range of vehicles during an economically challenged time, earning it a reputation for near indestructibility.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
This is the new Ford Mustang GT. With its unmistakably new body surrounding an equally dramatic 5-liter port fuel-injected engine, it's easy to pick out the Mustang GT from a crowd. Not that it's likely to be in one. This is the new Mustang GT.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
Next, we have the Ford's 5-liter Windsor V8. When you think of Ford 5-liter, you probably think of the Ford 5-liter Coyote if you're a younger audience. But if you're an older viewer, you will more likely remember the Ford 5-liter Windsor. With a displacement of 302 cubic inches, the Windsor became a symbol of American performance in the 1980s, particularly with the role of the resurgence of the Mustang GT in 1982. This engine produced 157 horsepower and 240 foot-pounds of torque, making the return of performance-oriented V8s. By the end of the 1980s, the 5-liter had been refined to deliver up to 225 horsepower and 300 foot-pounds of torque thanks to fuel injection, making it a favorite among enthusiasts and racers. Some cars that this V8 came in were the Ford Mustang GT previously mentioned, the F-150, and the Crown Victoria. This engine helped reignite the muscle car era in the 1980s and became a staple in both performance vehicles and workhorses like the F-150.
Silverado. It has a more powerful V8 engine than Dodge Ram and Ford F-150. It has a bigger extended cab, and it's the only pickup with 4-wheel anti-lock disc brakes standard on every model. It's the truck, the Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Silverado, the truck from Chevrolet.
In the 90s, GM released the Vortec 5300 V8. This is a part of the LS engine family with a displacement of 325 cubic inches, or 5.3 liters. It became a cornerstone of GM's truck and SUV lineup, initially producing 270 horsepower and 315 foot-pounds of torque. This engine was known for its balance of power and efficiency. Over the years, it has been refined, with newer versions delivering up to 355 horsepower and 383 foot-pounds of torque. This made it ideal for everything from daily drivers to heavy-duty work trucks, as it's still in the Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierra. This engine helped define the modern American truck experience with its blend of power, efficiency, and reliability, becoming a workhorse for millions of Americans. And then lastly, we have the Ford 3.5-liter EcoBoost. The 3.5-liter, with a displacement of 213 cubic inches, marked a significant shift towards turbocharged downsized engines without sacrificing power. When introduced in 2010, this engine delivered 365 horsepower and 420 foot-pounds of torque, rivaling the power of traditional V8s. While offering improved fuel efficiency and high performance applications like the Ford GT, it can produce up to 647 horsepower and 550 foot-pounds of torque, showcasing its versatility. This engine is found in an array of Ford models, like the Ford F-150, the Ford Explorer, and even the Ford GT. This engine revolutionized the perception of V6 engines in trucks, proving that downsizing could still deliver big power and efficiency in one package. In conclusion, these engines have not only powered cars, but also driven the entire automotive industry forward. From the streets of Detroit to the racetracks of Europe, their influence can still be felt today. Each engine on this list played a vital role in shaping American automotive landscape, reflecting the needs and aspirations of their respective eras. Whether it was making car ownership possible for millions, fueling the hot rod culture, or driving the modern push for efficiency, these engines were at the core of America's automotive evolution. As we move into a new era of cars and technologies, these engines remind us of the innovation and passion that have always been at the heart of the automotive industry. Their legacy will continue to inspire future generations of car lovers and engineers alike. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like down below. And if you really like this video, maybe consider subscribing. And let me know in the comments if you own one of these cars with these types of engines. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.